Okay. Inverse trigonometric functions. So, before going to discuss about inverse trigonometric functions, what is inverse function? What is inverse of a function? So, do you know the difference between inverse function and inverse of a function? Alright. Inverse function, inverse of a function. What is the difference? Chapandi. Inverse function, inverse of a function. What is the difference? For example, f1 is a function. Okay. Right. So, what is its domain? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is its codomain?
2, 4, 5.
Okay. So clearly it is a function f1. So what is f1 inverse? Codomain becomes domain. Domain becomes codomain. Right. 2, 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5. Is it a function? Is it a function?
No.
Why? Because here the same element having two images. So it's not a function. It's not a function. Not a function. So that is the inverse of this function, not a function. Okay. For example, f2. Okay, f2 is a function, right? So what is its codomain? 5, 6,
7, 8, 9.
So f2 inverse, if we'll take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 mapping with 2, 6 mapping with 1, 7 mapping with 4, 9 mapping with 3. Is it a function? Because there is an element without assigning. There is an element without assigning. So it's not a function. So what is the conclusion here? What type of function it is? What type of function it is? What type of function it is? Maatladali. This is onto but not 1, 1. Onto but not 1, 1. This is 1, 1 but not onto. So these two are inverse of function but not function. This is inverse of f1, this is inverse of f2 but not a function. It is only relation, not a function, only relation. This is also relation. right? Now f3, there will be a function. Okay. This is 1 1 and onto. This is 1 1 and onto. What about its inverse? F3 inverse.
2, 3, 4, 5, 24.
This is also a function. Also a function. So what is the condition for inverse function? What is the condition for inverse function? F maps from A to B is said to be or is both 1 1 and onto, then F inverse maps from B to A. F inverse maps from also a function, which is, if both 1 1 and onto means 1 1 and onto means it is bijection. 1 1 and onto means it is bijection. So if F is bijection, then F inverse also a function and exists. F inverse also a function and exists. Right on. Right on, Aleph. So when a function be invertible, it must be 1 1 and onto. ఫాస్ట్గా నోట్ చేయాలి. Okay, so fx is equal to sin x. F maps from, what is the domain of sine? Domain R to, what is the range? -1 to 1. Okay. So entire sine graph oscillates between +1 to -1. Okay, so sin 0 0, sin 90 1, sin 180 0, 270 -1. If you will extend 360 0, -90 -1, -180 0, -270 1. If you will observe, right, so this is the graph. Okay, graph should be in freehand. So this is sin x graph. Y is equal to sin x graph. Y is equal to sin x graph. See, line drawn parallel to x-axis meets the curve at more than 1 point. What does it mean? Suppose if you take a line parallel to x-axis, suppose this is the line parallel to x-axis. parallel to x-axis, right? So this line meets the curve at how many points? This one, this one, this one, this one. What does it mean? This is x1. This is x2. This is x3. This is x4. This is all the line y equal to k. Y equal to k. So x1, x2, x3, x4. For all these four elements, what is the image? K. So now is it one function? So how to check one function graphically? How to check one function graphically? Graph లో ఎట్లా చెక్ చేస్తాం one function ని? A line drawn parallel to x-axis. If that line meets the curve at more than 1 point, it is not one function. It is not one function. Okay? అర్థమైందా లేదా? one function ఎట్లా చెక్ చేయాలి? Right. So if we restrict this graph to right. Okay. Now what is sine 0? 0. What is sine 90? 1. What is sine minus 90? Minus 1. This is the graph. Here y is equal to sin x or fx is equal to sin x. F maps from, what is the domain here? Here domain is minus infinity to infinity, that is R. Here domain is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. What is the range? Minus 1 to 1. In this domain, if you will draw a line parallel to x-axis, whatever the line parallel to x-axis, meets the curve at how many points? Only 1 point. So here f is bisection. F is so therefore f inverse exists. F inverse
exists.
And also bisection. And also bisection. Got it all of you? So sine function ఎప్పుడు bisection అవుతుందండి? Sine function ఎప్పుడు bisection అవుతుంది? If the domain of sine is R, it is not bisection. If the domain restricted to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, then it is bisection. Okay? Right. So here f is bisection. F maps from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 to minus 1 to 1. Fx is equal to sin x. Fx is equal to
Sin x.
right. ఇప్పుడు f inverse maps from, while writing f inverse, domain of f becomes range, range of f becomes f inverse domain. So minus 1 to 1 to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So f inverse of x is equal to sin inverse x. Sin inverse x. What about x here? Let it be theta. Let it be theta. చెప్పండి ఇప్పుడు x ఏమవుతుంది? What is the x interval? ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి ఉంటుంది x? డొమైన్ ఏంటి ఇక్కడ? సో minus 1 to సో డొమైన్ -1 to 1 కాబట్టి x belongs to ఏంటి క్లోజ్డ్ ఇంటర్వెల్ -1 to 1. దెన్ theta belongs to ఏంటి రేంజ్ ఏంటి -π/2 to π/2. ఓకే రైట్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ π? 3.14 సంథింగ్ కదండి, బై 2 1.5 సంథింగ్, అంటే మోర్ దెన్ 1. సో మోర్ దెన్ 1 అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో వస్తుంది π/2 -π/2 -1 +1. సో బోత్ గ్రాఫ్స్ సేమ్ దీంట్లో వస్తున్నాయి, మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. ఓకే. సో నౌ వాట్ అబౌట్ sin inverse 1? చెప్పండి. sin inverse 1. sin inverse 1. What is sin inverse 1? Sin π/2 equal to 1. So sin inverse 1 equal to π/2. So this is sin inverse 1. Sin inverse 1. Okay. Right? Sin inverse 0. Sin inverse 0. Next sin inverse -π/2. Sin inverse -1 -π/2. This one. Right? So the values gradually decreases, from here onwards increases. So this is the graph y is equal to sin inverse x. This is the graph y is equal to sin x. Sin inverse x, sin x. Right? Right on. So original sine function, in this case it is not bijection. So bijection కావాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి మరి? డొమైన్ రెస్ట్రిక్టెడ్ టు -π/2 to then f is sin x is bijection and f inverse sin inverse x exists. So sin inverse domain ఏంటండి? sin inverse range right, sin domain sine range in this domain only sine is bijection. In this domain only sine is bijection. Right. అంటే కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్గా నోట్ చేయాలి. మెటీరియల్ క్లాస్ make it fast, make it fast. Completed? Pina. Right. So next y is equal to fx is equal to cos x. So f maps from r to minus 1 to 1. It is not bijection. Okay? Because one minus 1 0 pi by 2 pi 3 pi by 2 minus pi by 2 minus 5. So if you take the graph here, see cos 0 1, cos 90 0, cos 180 minus 1, 270 0, this is 0, minus 180 minus 1, right? See the graph. Right. So line drawn parallel to x-axis meets the curve at more than 1 points. So it is not bisection. It is not bisection. So ఇప్పుడు దీని domain ని from where to where we have to restrict the domain. Then it becomes onto. So f map from 0 to pi. F map from 0 to pi. In this interval, range is common from minus 1 to 1. Fx is equal to cos x is both 1 1 and r2. That is bisection. Right? So, zero, pi by 2, pi, 1, minus 1. So, this is the graph, which is y is equal to cos x from 0 to pi. So when it is bisection, then f inverse exists. So f inverse maps from 1 to 0 to pi. Y is equal to f inverse x is equal to cos inverse x. Also bisection. Also bisection. So what about cos inverse graph? Zero, pi by 2, one, pi by 2, minus 1. Okay. This is pi by 2, pi, before that 1. Okay na? So now what about cos inverse 1? Cos inverse 1 is what? చూడండి 0. Cos inverse minus 1, pi. So cos inverse minus 1. This is cos inverse minus 1, pi. Cos inverse 1, 0. Okay nandi? Right. So minus 1 next cos inverse 0, pi by 2, obviously. So this is the graph. This is y is equal to cos inverse x graph. Right? No. So these are the points. This is first point. For minus 1 it is pi. For 0 it is pi by 2. For 1 it is 0. x0, x1, y0 is on x-axis. So this is pi by 2, this is pi. So if you want to take this is y is equal to cos x square. Sine inverse 1 by 2. Sine inverse 1 by 2. What is the value of sine inverse 1 by 2? Pi by? This is called principal value. Also can be written as pi minus pi by 6. 2 pi plus pi by 6. 3 pi minus pi by 6. 4 pi plus pi by 6. And so on will continue. But these are all not principal values. Principal value is pi by 6 only. Like cos inverse 1 by 2. Pi by 3. This is principal value. Like 2 pi minus pi by 3. 2 pi plus pi by 3. 4 pi minus pi by 3. 4 pi plus pi by 3. And so on will continue, but this is only principal value. Like we have to write the values. Okay na? Okay. Okay na? These two examples also have to write. So in your textbook 2.2a exercise, completely this type of questions only. 2a completed. Right, next. Y is equal to fx is equal to tan x. So what is the domain of tan? To r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2, where n belongs to z, to r. Okay? Odd multiples of 90s does not exist for tan. Odd multiples of 90s does not exist for tan. Now, this is not bijection. fx is not bijection. Why? Because pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, pi 0, minus pi by 2, minus pi, and so on. If it is 1, it is 2, for example. Okay, see. So, what about tan 90? Undefined. Here it is somewhere. Okay. What about tan 45? Tan 0? Tan minus 90? Minus 80. So this is called asymptotes. Okay. Again, tan 370, 270 not defined. 3 pi by 4, 1 here it will come. Again, 0. Right. This is, if you take 270 here, it will come like this. Right. So if you will draw a line parallel to x-axis, means the curve at more than 1 point, it is not bijection. Now, f maps from open interval pi by 2 to pi by 2 does not include these two. Does not include these two because odd multiples of 90s or odd multiples of 90s tan not defined. Right? So, this is from minus infinity to plus infinity. So, in this particular interval, fx is equal to tan x is bijection. Tan x is bijection. And f inverse of x is equal to tan x. F inverse of x is equal to domain restricted to where to where, sir? From minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. From minus pi by 2 to so for this is infinity, tan 0 0, tan 90 minus infinity. This is the graph y is equal to tan x in the particular interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay. So f inverse domain R2 minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So this is minus pi by 2. This is pi by 2. Okay. Tan inverse minus infinity. minus pi by 2. Tan inverse infinity, pi by 2. Tan inverse 0, 0. Right? So now if we take the graph, this is minus infinity. For 90, this is minus infinity. Right? From minus infinity, minus pi by 2. So y is equal to tan inverse x graph. Y is equal to tan x graph. Y is equal to tan inverse x graph. Suppose tan inverse 1. What is the value tan inverse 1? Pi by 4. Again, this is principal value. Pi plus pi by 4. 2 pi plus pi by 4. 3 pi plus pi by 4 and so on. So these are all not in bijective function. This is only principal value. Okay na? Right up. That is about tan inverse x. Sorry. Face పక్కన నిలబెట్టు. సెట్ చేయాలి పర్లేదు. లాక్ అవుతుందా? అన్నీ మీరు చూపిస్తే చైనా విషయం క్లాస్ పంపచ్చు క్లియర్ ఓకేనా y is equal to fx is equal to cot x f max from r minus n pi where n belongs to z to r. So in this intervals, in this domain, fx is not bisection. Zero, pi, 2 pi, minus pi by 2, pi by 2, 3 pi by 2. So here it is 1. Like we can continue. So for 0, it is undefined. For 90, it is 0. Right? So this is y is equal to cot x graph. So if we'll restrict this domain to, if you'll observe here, from 0 to pi, from 0 to pi, if we'll take right, y is equal to cot x. So if f mass from 0 to pi, if you will take open 0 to pi, it has not included pi multiples. So open 0 to pi to r, y is equal to fx is equal to cot x is bisection. Okay, so f inverse of x is equal to cot inverse x, and f inverse maps from r to open 0 to pi. Right? Right now. So for negative infinity, it is pi. For 90, it is 0. For 0, it is positive infinity. This is the graph y is equal to cot inverse x. Cot inverse minus root 3. Cot inverse minus root 3. So what is cot inverse minus root 3? What is the domain here? Range must be 0 to pi. So its range must be 0 to pi. Okay? What about cot inverse root 3? Pi by? Okay. What about minus root 3? Pi minus, because it should be less than pi. See. So pi minus pi by 6. That is pi by 6. It is a principal value. Right? So we'll get remaining values also. 2 pi minus pi by 6. 3 pi minus pi by 6 and so on. But these are all not considerable. Only principal value pi by 6. Okay? Right now. Right? See, f maps from, okay, y is equal to sin x. Y is equal to sin x. Belongs to minus 1 to 1. So minus 1 less than or equal to sin x less than or equal to 1. Minus 1 less than or equal to sin x less than or equal to 1. It is very clearly that x belongs to closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Got it, all of you? Right. If you take the reciprocal here, 1 by minus 1, 1 by sin x, 1 by 1. What about inequality sign? What about inequality sign? What about inequality sign? So inequality sign. In two cases, inequality sign will be changed. What are the two cases? In two cases, inequality sign changed. What are the two cases?
Negative integers.
Hmm?
Negative integers.
One is multiply with minus, other one is reciprocal. So greater than or equal to greater than or equal to. So what does it mean? 1 by sin x. This is cosecant x. So minus 1 greater than or equal to cosecant x greater than or equal to 1. Means cosecant x less than or equal to minus 1 or cosecant x greater than or equal to 1. What about cosecant 0? What about cosecant 0? Sin 0? Sin 0? Cosecant 0? Not defined. Okay? Right. So, what about cosecant x graph? Y is equal to cosecant x. F maps from fx is equal to y is equal to cosecant x. What about f maps from? What is the domain here? You can take from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 except 0. So domain is closed minus pi by 2 to 0, open union, open 0 to closed. What about range? From minus infinity to minus 1 and from 1 to infinity. Does not lie between minus 1 to 1. Sine lies between. So cosecant does not lie between minus 1 to. Right. Okay. So from minus infinity to minus 1 closed union 1 to does not lie between 1 to minus 1 to 1. Okay. So what is the graph now? What about pi by 2? Cosecant pi by 2? Cosecant pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 1 కదండి. సో cosecant pi by 2 ఏమవుతుంది? 1ఏనా? రైట్. ఇప్పుడు cosecant 0 ఏంటి? ఇన్ఫినిటీ ఏనా? cosecant 180 ఏంటి? ఇన్ఫినిటీ ఏనా? మన డెఫినిషన్ ఏంటి? డస్ నాట్ లై బిట్వీన్ minus 1 to 1 కదండి. మధ్యలో ఉండకూడదు గ్రాఫ్. అవునా కదా? రైట్. వాట్ అబౌట్ -90? -1. -90? What about 0? What about -180? Undefined. Got it? -90 undefined. 0 undefined. Avuna? Right. What about 270? -1. Okay. What about 180? What about 360? Right? What about -270? What about 180? Undefined. This is undefined. So this is cosecant x graph. So what about if f maps from minus infinity to minus 1 closed union closed 1 to infinity, closed 1 to infinity. closed 1 to infinity, to minus pi by 2 to 0 union 0 to closed pi by 2. Y is equal to fx is equal to cosecant x is bijection from, see, this minus pi by 2 to this pi by 2. Right, what is the graph here now? In this part only it is bijection. So y is equal to f inverse x is equal to cosecant inverse x exists and bijection. Okay, Randy? Note here. So here it is 1, 0, pi by 2. So for 0 it is, undefined. For 1 it is 1. Okay. For pi it is not defined. For pi it is not defined. Right? So for 90 it is 1. This is y is equal to cosecant inverse x graph. This is x value 1, this is pi by 2. For not defined it is pi. Cosecant inverse 1 is equal to pi by 2. For minus 1 also you can take it is minus pi by 2. This one. For 0 it is infinity. For minus pi it is infinity. This is the graph of y is equal to cosecant inverse x. maybe first. Who is this Raman Verma? Don't make messages. So where should I take your name? Who is this? What necessary? If you want, listen the class. Where should I take your name? For what purpose? Right? In the same way, sixth function, cosecant. So first of all, inverse of a function, inverse function. What is the difference between inverse of a function and inverse function? Inverse of a function may not be a function, need not to be a function. Whereas inverse function must be a function which is also bijection. So if you take a sine function, right? Sine domain R2 minus 1, R2 minus 1 to 1. In this domain, this is not bijection because the line drawn parallel to x-axis meets the graph y is equal to sin x at more than one point. It means for different pre-images, there will be same image. So it's not 1 1. Even though it is onto, it's not 1 1. So if the domain restricted to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, then it is onto and 1 1, inverse exists. And sine inverse domain is minus 1 to 1. Sine inverse range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Next, cos inverse. Cos inverse domain is minus 1 to 1. Cos inverse range is 0 to pi. Because in the interval 0 to pi, it is bijection by taking this graph. Next, tan. Tan not defined for odd multiples of 90s. Except odd multiples of 90s, for all real numbers, it is defined and the range is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Now this domain restricted to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, then it is bijection. Graph of y is equal to tan inverse x. Tan inverse x domain is R and range is open minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Right? Next, cot inverse. Same. Cot inverse not defined for integral multiples of pi. Cot not defined for integral multiples of pi. So that domain restricted to 0 to pi. In this 0 to pi interval, cot inverse exists and bijection. Next, cosecant inverse. So how we will get cosecant range and domain? You know sine range and domain. Sine range is minus 1 to 1. 1 by sine cosecant. So cosecant range less than minus 1 or equal to minus 1 or greater than or equal to 1. So this is a cosecant graph. If the domain restricted to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 except 0. Domain restricted to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 except 0. So in this interval it is bijection, right? Next, y is equal to secant x. Okay, so you know cos x is equal to fx, f maps from close 0 to pi to minus 1 to 1. That means minus 1 less than or equal to cos x less than or equal to 1. If you take the reciprocal, 1 by minus 1 greater than or equal to 1 by cos x greater than or equal to 1 by 1. So secant x less than or equal to minus 1 or secant x greater than or equal to 1. But what about cos 90? 0. So that secant 90. So secant x maps from 0 to pi by 2 open union open pi by 2 to closed pi. It is domain. Okay, 0 to pi except pi by 2. What about range? From minus infinity to minus 1 closed union closed 1 to infinity. That is the range. So in this secant x is bijection. Secant x is bijection. So therefore secant inverse x mass from minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity to closed 0 to open pi by 2 union open pi by 2 to closed pi. That is about secant inverse x. Right. So 6 inverse trigonometric functions definitions. Domains, ranges are completed. Once we will write here function, domain, range. Sine inverse x. What is domain?
Minus 1.
Minus 1 to 1. What is range? Minus pi by 2 to cos inverse x. What is domain? Minus 1 to 1. What is range? 0 to pi. See cosecant inverse x. What is domain? Minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to what is range? Minus pi by 2 to open 0 union 0 to closed pi by 2. What is secant inverse x domain? Minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. What is range? Closed 0 to open pi by 2 union open pi by 2 to closed pi. Open closed brackets must be mentioned in this way only. Next, tan inverse. What is domain? R. What is range? Open minus pi by 2 to cot inverse. What is domain? What is range? Open 0 to pi. So these 6 must be considerable. Enter this chapter and also in integration. Okay? Right on. వచ్చేయండి ఫస్ట్ వచ్చేయండి. ఓకేనా? Right. So now we'll see some properties on inverse trigonometric functions. Sine inverse of sine theta is equal to theta for all theta belongs to closed minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So theta must be in the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. For example, sine inverse of sine 5 pi by 4. What is its value? So it is 5 pi by 4 wrong, because 5 pi by 4 does not belongs to closed minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So it must be changed 5 pi by 4 into this interval. Okay? Right. Now come to sine 5 pi by 4. What is the value of sine 5 pi by 4? Pi plus pi by 4. Sine 180 plus theta minus sine theta minus sine pi by 4. That is equal to sine minus pi by 4. So where we started? Sine is also equal to, and what we have to observe, and also minus pi by 4 which belongs to closed minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. అవునా కదా? Minus pi by 4 lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Minus 90 కి plus 90 కి మధ్యలో ఉంది కదండి, minus 45, right? Sure. So therefore sine inverse sine 5 pi by 4 is equal to sine inverse minus that is equal to this is correct. This is wrong. అర్థమైంది ఎలా చేయాలో ఆ సమ్స్. సో ఇమీడియట్ గా మనం ఇక్కడ థీటా తీసుకుంటే కనుక థీటా మస్ట్ బి ఇన్ దిస్ ఇంటర్వల్ ఫర్ సైన్. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి బాగా. అంతే మైండింగ్. cos inverse cos theta, cos inverse cos theta, theta for all theta belongs to 0 to pi. Secant inverse secant theta, theta belongs to 0 to open union pi closed. Cosecant inverse cosecant theta, theta belongs to minus pi by 2 to 0 union 0 to closed pi by 2. Tan inverse tan theta, theta belongs to open minus pi by 2 to cot inverse cot theta 0 to pi, 0 to for example cot inverse cot minus pi by 6 is what? Cot inverse cot minus pi by 6 is what? Cot inverse cot minus pi by 6. But cot must be in the interval 0 to pi. So cot inverse minus pi by 6. What about cot pi by 6? Sorry. Cot minus pi by 6. What about cot minus theta? Minus cot theta. Minus pi by 6. This is nothing but cot pi minus pi by 6. Sure? Cot 180 minus theta. Cot 180 minus theta. So minus cot theta. So this is equal to cot. So now cot inverse cot minus pi by 6. This is equal to cot inverse cot. That is equal to which belongs to అర్థమైంది ఎలా చేయాలో మరి. సో ఫస్ట్ మనం చెక్ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటంటే ఆ ఇచ్చిన యాంగిల్ ఇంటర్వెల్లో ప్రాపర్గా ఉందో లేదో చెక్ చేయాలి. రైట్, దిస్ ఇస్ sine inverse x is equal to, here it is sine inverse sin theta, here it is sine of sine inverse x. What about x? Minus 1 to 1. Minus 1 to 1. Right. For example, sine of sine inverse 2 ఉంది. అట్లా మాట్లాడండి. 1 means 1 radian. How many degrees? 1 radian. 5 radians. 180. 1 radian. 5 degrees. So 57 point something. అంతేనా? సింప్లిఫై చేస్తారా? 180 by 3 point something తీసుకోండి. 3.14 తీసుకుంటే ఏమైంది? by 314 5s 1500 something 16 6 is 1800 plus కదండి. సో 7s 57 point something. 1 radian. What about 2 radians? What about 2 radians? 100 plus degrees. 100 plus degrees. So is 2 which does not belong to minus 1 to 1. So this must be changed as sine of sine inverse pi minus 2. Pi minus 2. Pi radians minus 2 radians. Pi radians minus 2 radians. That is equal to pi ఇక్కడ ఎంత అండి? 3.14 అయినా 3.14 అయినా minus 2. So 1 point something అంటే మళ్ళీ మోర్ దాన్ 1 అయిపోతుంది. బట్ అది లెస్ దాన్ 1 ఉంటుంది మనకి ఇక్కడ. రైట్. సో విచ్ బిలాంగ్స్ టు minus 1 to 1. సో అట్లా కన్వర్ట్ చేయాలి. అర్థమైందా? సో ఇక్కడ సపోజ్ 4 or 5 ఉందనుకోండి, దెన్ 4 radians 200 plus, రైట్? ఇట్ మస్ట్ బి కన్వర్టెడ్ ఇంటూ 360 minus 200 plus 160. That is less than 1. Sine 160 less than 1 minus 1, right? Cos of cos inverse x, cos inverse x is also from minus 1 to 1. Secant inverse x, which is minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. Cosecant inverse x, also minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. Tan inverse x, which is any real. Cot inverse x is also any real. Right? Right up. Who is this fellow? JY class is summer 8 to 12. We are conducting classes in summer. If you are not interested, no need to come. It is online class, na? It is not offline. Huh? It is online. Like you, no need to come. Hmm? You can enjoy your summer. Make it fast, make it fast. ఇవన్నీ కావాలి సార్.
అలా
తీసుకో.
ఇప్పుడేనా
Two C exercise same. These two models only. Two C. Okay. What's your first number? Sine inverse of sin x. Here it is x. X must be lies between -1 to 1 as per range of sine inverse. Range of sine. Yes, range of sine -1 to 1. Like range of cos -1 to 1. Range of tan r. Range of cot r. Range of cosecant from -infinity to -1 and 1 to infinity. Like next. Third one is sine inverse of x is equal to theta. Sine inverse of x is equal to theta. Here what is x? -1 to 1. What is theta? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Right? So here x is equal to sine theta. Then 1 by x is equal to 1 by sine theta. That is equal to cosecant theta. So cosecant theta is equal to 1 by x. Then theta is equal to cosecant inverse. That is sine inverse x. So here theta. But here what is the conclusion here? X belongs to -1 to 1 except 0. X belongs to -1 to 1 except 0. Right down. So sine inverse of right down. Sine inverse of x is equal to cosecant inverse 1 by x. Cosecant inverse x is equal to sine inverse 1 by x. Cos inverse x is equal to secant inverse 1 by x. Secant inverse x is equal to cos inverse 1 by x. Tan inverse x is equal to cot inverse 1 by x. Cot inverse x is equal to tan inverse 1 by x. Fourth one. Sine inverse of minus x is equal to Sine inverse of x is equal to theta. That implies x is equal to sin theta. Minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. Minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. Then minus pi by 2 less than or equal to x theta less than or equal to pi by 2. Okay. Now minus of minus 1 greater than or equal to minus x greater than or equal to minus 1. So it can be written as minus 1 less than or equal to minus x less than or equal to 1. Also minus of minus pi by 2 less than or equal to minus theta less than or equal to greater than or equal to minus theta greater than or equal to minus pi by 2. Multiply with minus. And this one can be written as minus pi by 2 to less than or equal to minus theta less than or equal to plus pi. So if observe sine inverse of minus x, sine inverse of x minus x is equal to theta. Left hand. Sine inverse of minus x is equal to theta. Sine inverse of minus x is equal to theta. Minus x is equal to sin theta. Minus x is equal to
Sine theta.
సో ఇక్కడ మీరు జాగ్రత్తగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటంటే సైన్ ఇన్వర్స్ ఎక్స్ థీటా అయినప్పుడు ఎక్స్ మస్ట్ బి. అర్థమైందా? ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్ ప్లేస్ లో హూ ఎవడున్నా సరే వాడు కంపల్సరీగా ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి ఉండాలి. ఇక్కడ ఏం తీసుకున్నాం మనం, వాడు ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి ఉన్నాడు. క్లియర్? సో అది మనం చెక్ చేయాలి ఫస్ట్, దెన్ థీటా. రైట్. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ x is equal to minus sin theta. That implies x is equal to sin of minus theta. So whoever here, it must be. What is the angle here? That should be lies between minus pi by 2 to that implies minus theta is equal to sin inverse x. Y is equal to minus x. That implies sin inverse y is equal to theta. So y is equal to sin theta. Right. Sine of minus theta is equal to minus sine theta, that is equal to minus x. So minus theta is equal to sine inverse minus x. That implies sine inverse minus x is equal to minus theta. What is theta? What is the assumption here? Theta. Sine inverse x. Okay. So sine inverse of minus x is equal to minus sine inverse x. So cos inverse x is equal to theta. So minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, 0 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to pi. అర్థమైంది అందరికీ? Okay. So minus of minus 1 greater than or equal to minus x greater than or equal to minus 1. So minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. Clear. Minus 0 greater than or equal to minus theta greater than or equal to minus pi. So minus pi less than or equal to minus theta less than or equal to 0. But cos must be lies between theta must be whatever the angle in the place of theta, whether it is theta or alpha or whatever. In the place of theta, what we have here? So minus theta also must be from 0 to, but here minus theta from minus pi to 0. It is not possible. It is so that minus pi plus pi less than or equal to pi minus theta less than or equal to 0 plus 0 less than or equal to pi minus theta less than or equal to pi. So now what is the angle here? So now consider cos pi minus theta. Cos that is equal to minus cos theta, that is equal to minus x, because x is equal to, what is x here? Cos theta. X here? Cos theta. So cos pi minus theta is equal to minus x. So pi minus theta is equal to cos inverse. So cos inverse minus x is equal to pi minus. See here we have to observe this pi minus theta must be lies between 0 to pi, and minus x lies between minus 1 to 1. So pi minus cos inverse theta means cos inverse x. So what is the conclusion here? Sine inverse of minus x is equal to minus sine inverse x. Cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus cot inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse x. मुझे मिला के प्रूव चाहिए pi minus cot inverse x. Next cosecant inverse minus x is equal to minus cosecant inverse x. So secant inverse minus x is equal to pi minus secant inverse x. These are very important results. Right on. So there will be 10 minutes break. After break we will meet. We can continue the class. Ten minutes break. After break, we will continue. షేర్ చేద్దామా అదే కంటిన్యూ చేద్దాం బ్రేక్ చేద్దాం కంటిన్యూ చేద్దాం టైం బ్రేక్ వచ్చాను. వాయిస్ క్లారిటీ ఉందా? Right, next. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. Okay. So case 1 x is equal to 0. Sin inverse 0 plus cos inverse 0 is equal to 0 plus pi by 2 equal to 0. Okay. Case 2 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. So in this interval 0 less than or equal to sin theta less than or equal to pi by 2. So sin 91 no sin 0 0. Again 0 less than or equal to cos theta less than or equal to pi by 2. And cos 90 0 cos 0 1. Right? Okay. Now let x is equal to theta is equal to sin inverse x. That implies sin theta is equal to x. Sin theta is equal to here it is theta. X 0 to 1 1. Sin 0 0. Sin inverse x cos inverse x. Nothing but theta. Okay. So x is equal to sin theta. That is equal to cos 90 minus theta. Cos here it is 0 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to pi by 2. 0 less than or equal to so ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చెక్ చేయాలి theta వరకు ఓకే ఫ్రమ్ -0 to pi by 2 it is very clear ఎందుకు -pi by 2 to pi by 2 sin 0 to pi cos మధ్యలో 0 ఉంటుంది pi by 2 ఉంటుంది సో 0 to pi by 2 0 to pi by 2 this is pi common area 0 to pi by 2 so for both sin and cos it is possible right so now the thing is right so what about pi by 2 minus theta so once verify here 0 to pi by 2 theta multiply with minus 0 greater than or equal to minus theta greater than or equal to minus pi by 2 so minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 less than or equal to minus pi by 2 plus theta minus theta less than or equal to pi by 2 minus 0 okay so this is 0 less than or equal to pi by 2 minus theta less than or equal to pi by 2 so pi by 2 minus theta also lies between 0 to pi by 2 so nothing to worry so cos pi by 2 minus theta is equal to x. Cos pi by 2 minus theta is equal to, so pi by 2 minus theta is equal to cos inverse x. So pi by 2 is equal to cos inverse x plus theta. So what is theta? What is our assumption theta? So therefore cos inverse x plus sin inverse x is equal to pi by 2. Clear? Case 3 ఇది కొంచెం ట్రిక్కీ. -1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 0. -1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 0. సో ఇప్పుడు sin inverse x ఏమవుతుందండి? minus pi by 2 to 0. cos inverse x ఏమవుతుందండి? pi by 2 to pi. దానికి తీసుకుందాం మనం. ఇప్పుడు minus pi by 2 0 pi by 2 0 pi by 2 pi. This one sine, this one cos. Here -1 to 0 0 to 1. Here 1 to 0 to -1. సో ఇప్పుడు కామన్ ఏరియా ఇది 0 to 1 లో, ఫ్రమ్ 0 to 1 లో, ఓకే, బోత్ ఇన్ సేమ్ ఇంటర్వెల్ 0 to pi by 2 0 to pi by 2. For -1 to 0, sin in the interval minus pi by 2 to 0, cos in the interval pi by 2 to pi. So how we can combine both? That is the question. Okay, so first you write down this one. Okay. So x is equal to 0, sin inverse 0 0, cos inverse 0 pi by 2. X value from 0 to 1, because for both sin and cos, x lies between -1 to 1 only. So this -1 to 1 now will be split into 3 parts. That is, one is x equal to 0, other one is 0 to 1, and the third one is -1 to 0. So 0 to 1, in this interval, both sin inverse, cos inverse in the same period, same interval. The range is same. Here range is 0 to pi by 2. Here range is 0 to pi by 2 in the interval of x from 0 to 1. Whereas in -1 to 0, sin interval minus pi by 2 to 0, cos interval pi by 2 to 0. So let it be theta. It is pi by 2 minus theta. So theta lies between minus pi by 2 to 0. Always pi by 2 minus theta lies between pi by 2 to pi. Whether it is possible or not, have to verify. Okay. Right. Okay. So minus pi by 2 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to 0. Minus of minus pi by 2 greater than or equal to minus theta greater than or equal to 0. So 0 plus pi by 2 less than or equal to pi by 2 minus theta less than or equal to pi by 2 plus pi by 2. Inequality change chestu add pi by 2 in each case. So now this is pi by 2 minus pi by 2 less than or equal to pi by 2 minus theta less than or equal to pi by 2 plus pi by 2 pi. So చూడండి theta lies between minus pi by 2 to 0 అయినప్పుడు pi by 2 minus theta cos inverse lies between pi by 2 to pi అయిందా. So therefore cos pi by 2 minus theta is equal to x కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుందాం. So pi by 2 minus x is equal to
Minus theta is equal
cos inverse x. So cos inverse x plus theta is equal to pi by 2. So therefore cos inverse x plus
sin inverse x.
sin inverse x is equal to
Pi by 2.
for x belongs to minus 1 to 1. That's the issue. Okay, case 1, case 2, case 3. So this is very useful result. Almost inverse లో most of the questions లో మనం result use చేయాలి. Tan inverse sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. The same way we can prove tan inverse x plus cot inverse x pi by 2 like the secant inverse x plus cosecant inverse x is equal to pi by 2 also. In the same way we can prove. Entire doing this chapter always have to verify x and theta whatever the ratio. Whatever t ratio we should verify x and theta always. Entire this chapter that is very important point in this chapter. అక్కడ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ కూడా ఇచ్చాను మీకు నేను. Okay na? Now the next result is tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is equal to pi by 2. So this is the domain is see tan inverse x belongs to R, let it is alpha, alpha belongs to minus pi by 2 to less than alpha less than pi by 2. అంతే కదండి. అలాగే cot inverse x is equal to beta, x belongs to r, 0 less than beta less than pi. 0 less than beta less than pi. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఇంకోటి cot inverse x is equal to beta, otherwise tan inverse x is equal to alpha. Alpha is equal to, sorry, x is equal to, that is equal to cot, let it be beta. So now pi by 2 minus alpha lies between
0 to pi.
ఈ రెండు మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాల్సిన థింగ్స్ ప్రూవ్ చేసేటప్పుడు నాకు సైన్లో కూడా అదే తీసుకున్నాం. సో x belongs to r కదండి, వెరీ క్లియర్, x not equal to 0, x not equal to 0, రైట్. సో x not equal to 0 కాబట్టి ఏమవుతుంది మరి, కేస్ 1 x greater than 0, x 0. సో x greater than 0 అయినప్పుడు, సో జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి, x greater than 0, 0 less than tan inverse x less than pi by 2. అంటే 0 to pi by 2 లో వీళ్ళు మనం ఆల్ఫా అనుకున్నాం కదండి, పాజిటివా నెగిటివా, 0 to pi by 2 లో tan పాజిటివ్. ఓకే, what about cot? Here tan from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, minus pi by 2, 0, pi by 2. So this is a tan, in this interval tan positive, tan inverse x, right? Now 0, pi by 2, pi, this is cot, where cot positive, in this interval only na, from second quadrant 90 to 180, second quadrant cot negative, right? So both tan inverse, cot inverse positive in between 0 to pi by 2. Once observe here, 0 to pi by 2, sin inverse, cos inverse, both positive. It is alpha, it is pi by 2 minus alpha, pi by 2 minus theta. It is theta, it is pi by 2 minus theta. Right. So 0 less than cot inverse x less than pi by 2. Cot inverse x less than pi by 2. Now let tan inverse x is equal to alpha, then x is equal to tan alpha. So x is equal to cot 90 minus alpha. So what we have to check, alpha between 0 to pi by 2. What about 90 minus alpha? That is also in between 0 to pi by 2. Is it possible or not? Once verify here. 0 less than or equal to 0 less than alpha less than pi by 2. Minus pi by 2 less than minus alpha less than 0. Multiply with minus. Add pi by 2. Minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 less than pi by 2 minus alpha less than 0 plus pi by 2. So 0 less than pi by 2 minus alpha less than pi by 2. సరిపోయిందా? కాబట్టి ఏమవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు, x is equal to cot inverse pi by 2, that implies pi by 2 minus alpha is equal to cot inverse x. So pi by 2 is equal to cot inverse x plus alpha. What is alpha? Tan inverse x. So therefore tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is equal to, for all x belongs to R and x not equal to 0, then we consider first one. This is case 1. Now case 2, x less than 0. X
less than 0.
అప్పుడు tan inverse ఏమవుతుంది చెప్పండి. tan ఇన్వర్స్ ఏమవుతుంది చెప్పండి x less than 0 అయినప్పుడు ఇంకా తీసుకున్నాం ఇక్కడ -π/2 0 π/2 0 π/2 pi. This is tan, this is cot. So in this both are positive. From here to here this is negative, from here to here this is negative. So -π/2 less than tan inverse x less than 0, π/2 less than cot inverse x less than pi. Let tan inverse x is equal to alpha, then x is equal to tan alpha, that is equal to cot 90 minus. So what we have to verify? If alpha 0 to pi/2, if alpha 0 to pi/2, pi/2 minus alpha also from 0 to pi/2, is it okay or not? Okay. Here if alpha from -π/2 to 0, then pi/2 minus alpha from pi/2 to pi, is it okay or not? Verify. Multiply with the minus, greater than minus alpha greater than 0. So 0 plus pi/2 less than pi/2 minus alpha less than pi/2 plus pi. So this is pi/2 less than pi/2 minus alpha less than pi. సరిపోయిందా? కాబట్టి ఏమవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు x is equal to cot pi/2 minus alpha. That implies pi/2 minus alpha is equal to cot inverse x. Pi/2 is equal to cot inverse x plus alpha. So cot inverse x plus tan inverse x is equal to pi/2 for all x belongs to except 0. No. In the same way, third one we can do it. Secant inverse x plus cosecant inverse x is equal to pi/2. Here for all x belongs to closed -1 to open 0 union open 0 to closed 1. For all x belongs to -infinity to -1 closed union closed 1 to infinity, which is domain of both secant inverse and cosecant inverse. Boys, make it fast. Okay, next. Zero less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. No change. 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 1. Zero less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 1. Then sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to sin inverse x root 1 minus y square plus y root 1 minus x square for x square plus y square less than or equal to 1. Pi minus sin inverse x root 1 minus y square plus y root 1 minus x square for x square plus y square greater than 1. So what is sin alpha plus beta? Sin alpha let sin alpha is equal to x, cos alpha is equal to 1 minus sin square alpha root over. Cos alpha is equal to root over 1 minus sin square alpha. Sin beta is equal to y, cos beta is equal to 1 minus alpha
Sine inverse
plus beta
Sine inverse
is equal to sine of, in this side, sine inverse of sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sin beta. అంతే కదండి, అంతే కదా. కానీ వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు అబ్జర్వ్ యాంగిల్స్. నాకు ఒక పాయింట్ రాసుకున్నాం మనం, ప్రతిసారి ఎక్స్ యాంగిల్ వెరిఫై చేయాలి అని. అదే పాయింట్ అంతే. ఇప్పుడు 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 1, x is equal to sin inverse alpha, y is equal to sin inverse beta. So minus pi by 2 less than or equal to alpha less than or equal to pi by 2. Minus pi by 2 less than or equal to alpha less than or equal to beta less than or equal to pi by 2. అంతే కదండి మనం వెరిఫై చేయాల్సింది. అయితే ఇక్కడ మీరు జాగ్రత్తగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి, x ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి ఇచ్చాడు, 0 to 1. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ మైనస్ 5/2 కన్సిడరబుల్. ఒకవేళ మైనస్ 5/2 తీసుకుంటే ఇక్కడ ఎంత ఉండాలి, -1 ఉండాలి. ఎందుకంటే -1 to 1 కదా సైన్. -1 to 1 ఉంటే ఇక్కడ -5/2 to pi/2. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏముంది, కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ ఏం తీసుకోవాలి మీరు, సో ఇప్పుడు రెండు యాడ్ చేశారు అనుకోండి, ఏమైంది, ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా లెస్ దెన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు, అంటే ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా కంపల్సరీగా 0 to 5 లో, ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా 0 to 5. ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు x స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ y స్క్వేర్ లెస్ దెన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 కేస్ 1 కేస్, x స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ y స్క్వేర్ లెస్ దెన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు x ఎవరు, sin స్క్వేర్ ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ sin స్క్వేర్ బీటా లెస్ దెన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు sin square alpha less than or equal to 1 minus, so sin square alpha less than or equal to cos square, so sin alpha less than or equal to cos beta can be written as, avuna. Consider the square roots. Amy, in doubt.
Sine inverse alpha plus x is equal to
Sin alpha. Right. So sin alpha less than or equal to, this is sin minus beta. So alpha less than or equal to pi/2. So alpha plus beta pi/2 less than or equal 0 less than or equal to alpha plus beta. So ఇప్పుడు ఇంటర్వెల్ లో వచ్చిందా, 0 less than or equal to లో వచ్చిందా. So therefore sin alpha plus beta is equal to sin alpha cos beta plus cos alpha. So alpha plus beta is equal to sin inverse x root 1 minus y square plus y root 1 minus, alpha means sin inverse x, beta means sin inverse, is equal to sin inverse x root 1 minus y square plus y root 1 minus x square. So first one, with this condition, proven. Right? Now, case 2. X square plus y square greater than 1. Then see what happens. Simple. Sine square alpha plus sine square beta greater than 1. Sine square alpha greater than 1 minus sine square beta. So sine alpha greater than sine alpha greater than sine pi by 2 minus. So alpha greater than, that implies alpha plus beta greater than. So pi by 2 less than alpha plus beta less than pi. Avuna? But in for sine it must be, ఏంటి? Sine inverse x is equal to alpha let theta అనుకుందాం. Theta must be minus pi by 2 to but here it is pi by 2 to pi, not possible. So it is to be converted in terms of minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. That's enough. So subtract with minus pi because minus pi by 2 is there, here pi by 2 is there. To get minus pi by 2, pi by 2 minus pi less than minus pi less than pi minus pi. So this is minus pi by 2 less than alpha plus beta less than 0. Okay? ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, let theta is equal to alpha plus beta minus pi. Minus theta is equal to pi minus alpha plus beta. అవునండి? So sine of alpha sine of minus theta కదా, sine of minus theta. Okay. But it must be in the interval 0 to pi by 2. Must be in the interval 0 to pi by 2. Here all multiply with minus. Minus of minus pi by 2 less than, sorry, greater than pi minus of alpha plus beta greater than 0. So 0 less than pi minus less than pi by 2. So directly we can consider now. So this is the angle sine pi minus alpha plus beta, that is equal to sine alpha plus beta, that is equal to x root 1 minus y square plus y root 1 minus x square as per formula. Here it is. So pi minus of alpha plus beta is equal to sine inverse x root 1 minus y square plus y root 1 minus x square. So alpha plus beta, sine inverse x plus sine inverse y is equal to this pi is all in this side minus sine inverse x root 1 minus y square plus y root 1 minus x square. That is case 2. So sin inverse x plus sin inverse y ఎక్కడైనా వస్తే మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటి? First of all, x between 0 to 1, y between 0 to 1, and two more cases, that is x square plus y square less than or equal to 1, or x square plus y square. The three things we have to observe. Four things. One is x lies between 0 to 1. Second one is y lies between 0 to 1. Third one is x square plus y square less than or equal to 1, or fourth one x square plus y square more than 1. These four things we have to observe. Few more results are there. Make it fast. Okay. Right, next. Zero less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 1. Sine inverse x minus sine inverse y is equal to sine inverse x root 1 minus y square minus y root 1 minus x square. Only one case, that is. In the same way we can prove. Zero less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 1. Then cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is equal to cos inverse xy minus root 1 minus x square root 1 minus y square for x square plus y square greater than or equal to 1. Right on. This is equal to pi minus cos inverse root 1 minus x square root 1 minus y square minus xy for x square plus y square less than 1. Same. What is cos alpha plus beta?
Cos of cos beta minus
Cos alpha cos beta
minus sin.
sin alpha
Sin.
sin beta. Let cos alpha is equal to x, cos beta is equal to y. What about sin alpha? Root 1 minus x square, and also sin beta root 1 minus.
Y square.
So alpha plus beta is equal to cos inverse xy minus root 1 minus x square into 1 minus y square. So alpha beta cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is equal to cos inverse xy minus root 1 minus x square root 1 minus. But the thing is about angles. Okay, let us start. 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 1. X is equal to cos alpha, y is equal to
Cos beta.
cos beta. Okay, so what is the range here? 0 to, once observe here, 0 to pi, but here there is no minus 1. 0 to pi by 2 only. ఎందుకంటే pi by 2 to pi negative, but here it is positive. While adding these two, 0 less than or equal to alpha plus beta less than or equal to right. So what is case 1? X square plus y square greater than or equal to 1. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta greater than or equal to, so cos alpha greater than or equal to cos 90 minus beta. Direct way and చూడండి. ఇది 1 minus cos square sin square square root cancel అవుతుంది. sin nothing but cos. So alpha plus beta greater than or equal to pi by 2. So pi by 2 less than or equal to alpha plus beta less than or equal to 5. అవునండి. సో 0 to pi by 2 లో ఉంది కదా మరి ఇక్కడ ఇది. కాబట్టి డైరెక్ట్ గా మనం cos alpha plus beta తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి. Cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha. So directly we can write the formula. So cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is equal to cos inverse xy minus root 1 minus x square root 1 minus right hand. Then we'll do case 2. Here wait. Yeah, this is less than or equal to, see, cos 0 degrees greater than cos 45 degrees, for example. Once observe here. So 0 less than 45. See this example. Cos 0 1, suppose cos 90. Cos 0 greater than cos 90. 0 less than 90. In the same way here, cos alpha greater than cos pi by 2 minus beta. So alpha less than pi by 2 minus beta. So alpha plus beta. So alpha plus beta first quadrant lo undi. So 0 less than or equal to alpha plus beta less than or equal to 5. Because of it is decreasing function. Cos is decreasing function. Means alpha 1 less than alpha 2. Cos alpha 1 greater than cos alpha. You will try case 2. Case 2 try చేయండి చూద్దాం. Cos square alpha less than 1 minus cos square beta. That implies cos square alpha less than sin square beta. Cos alpha less than cos 90 minus beta. That implies alpha greater than 90 minus beta. So alpha plus beta greater than pi by 2. And you know that we know that alpha plus beta less than or equal to pi. So therefore pi by 2 less than alpha plus beta less than or equal to pi. But it should be, it is second quadrant cos negative. Second quadrant cos negative. But here x square plus y square never be negative. Never be negative. So that it should be converted into first quadrant. How can we convert this? Minus pi by 2 greater than minus of alpha plus beta greater than or equal to minus pi. Okay, so minus pi plus pi less than or equal to pi minus of alpha plus beta less than pi minus pi by 2. So this is 0 less than pi minus of alpha plus beta less than pi by 2. So cos pi minus alpha plus beta, that is minus cos alpha plus beta, that is minus of xy minus root 1 minus x square root 1 minus y square. ఎందుకంటే cos alpha cos beta xy sin alpha sin beta root 1 minus x square minus of కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ ఏమైంది, ఇక్కడ ఈ pi minus of alpha plus beta is equal to cos inverse minus తో మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే root 1 minus x square root 1 minus y square minus xy. So this will this part into LHS and minus of alpha plus beta into RHS. Then alpha cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is equal to pi minus of cos inverse root 1 minus x square root 1 minus y square minus xy. In the case of x square plus y square less than 1. That is true. Okay? Na? Next. 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, not change. 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 1, x less than y. Then cos inverse x minus cos inverse y is equal to cos inverse xy plus root 1 minus x square into root 1 minus square. Directly we can prove it this. X greater than y. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse x plus y by 1 minus xy. Here x greater than 0, y greater than 0, xy greater than 1. What's it? Xy greater than 1. Sorry, xy less than 1. Pi minus tan inverse x plus pi plus tan inverse x plus y by 1 minus xy. Here it is x greater than 0, y greater than 0, greater than 1. Xy greater than 1. Tan inverse x plus y by 1 minus xy if x less than 0, y less than 0, xy less than 1. Minus pi plus tan inverse x plus y by 1 minus xy if x less than 0, y less than 0, xy greater than 1. So here 4 cases. So in general, you know the formula tan inverse x plus y is equal to, tan x plus y is equal to, or tan alpha plus beta is equal to tan alpha plus tan beta by 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. Like tan alpha is equal to x, tan beta is equal to y. So x alpha tan inverse x, beta tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse x plus y by 1 minus xy. This is direct conversion, but have to observe the angle. Have to verify the angle. That's the point. Okay. X greater than y, 0 less than tan inverse x less than pi by 2. అదే కదండి పాజిటివ్ అనుకుంటే x పాజిటివ్ అయితే 0 to pi by 2, నెగిటివ్ అయితే minus pi by 2 to 0. y greater than 0, 0 less than tan inverse y less than pi by 2. So 0 less than alpha plus beta less than pi. Alpha plus beta less than pi. Right. ఇప్పుడు x greater than 0, y greater than 0, xy less than 1. So what about 1 minus xy? అంతే కదండి x greater than xy less than 1. So 1 minus 0 less than 1 minus xy. So 1 minus xy greater than. By using these three, what about x plus y by 1 minus xy? Greater than 0. So tan alpha plus beta greater than 0. Tan alpha plus beta. So therefore 0 less than alpha plus beta less than pi by 2. Clear? So directly you can take tan alpha plus beta is equal to tan alpha plus tan beta by 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. Alpha means tan inverse x plus beta means tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse by 1 minus xy. అయిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడు x greater than 0, y greater than 0, xy greater than 1. xy కాబట్టి 1 minus xy ఏమవుతుంది less than 0. ఇప్పుడు x plus y by 1 minus xy ఏమైంది less than 0. అంటే tan alpha plus beta ఏమైంది less than 0. అంటే alpha plus beta ఏమైంది pi by 2 less than alpha plus beta less than pi. ఎందుకంటే alpha plus beta ఎక్కడ నుంచి ఎక్కడికి ఉంది 0 to pi. 0 to pi by 2 లో పాజిటివ్, pi by 2 to pi లో నెగటివ్. సో but it should be converted into more than 90 for tan does not exist. Inverse does not exist. కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు దీన్ని ఏం చేయాలి minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 లోకి తీసుకురావాలి. సో minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 లోకి తీసుకురావాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి ఇప్పుడు మొత్తాన్ని మైనస్ తో మల్టిప్లై చేయండి. మైనస్ పై లెస్ దాన్ మైనస్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా లెస్ దాన్ మైనస్ పై బై 2. అంతే కదండి. సో ఇప్పుడు పై యాడ్ చేయండి. మైనస్ పై ప్లస్ పై లెస్ దాన్ పై మైనస్ ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా లెస్ దాన్ పై మైనస్ పై. సో 0 లెస్ దాన్ పై మైనస్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా లెస్ దాన్ pi by 2. ఓకేనా. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏమైంది ఇప్పుడు tan pi minus alpha plus beta is equal to minus tan alpha plus beta. So tan pi minus of alpha plus beta is equal to minus of x plus y by 1 minus xy. ఈ మైనస్ టర్మ్ ఇప్పుడు tan ఇన్వర్స్ ఆఫ్ మైనస్ మైనస్ tan ఇన్వర్స్ కదా. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏమైంది పై మైనస్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా సిన్స్ tan ఇన్వర్స్ ఆఫ్ మైనస్ x is equal to మైనస్ tan ఇన్వర్స్ x. రైట్. సో ఇప్పుడు మైనస్ tan ఇన్వర్స్ x plus y by 1 minus. So therefore alpha plus beta, tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to pi plus pi minus term in this side plus tan inverse x plus y by 1 minus. Okay. In the same way, let x is equal to minus a, y is equal to minus b. Consider for next two results. ఈ టూ రిజల్ట్స్ ని ప్రూవ్ చేయాలనుకుంటే ఈ రెండు ఎగ్జామ్షన్స్ తీసుకుంటే సరే. ఓకే, రెండు. సో దీంతో సమ్ డిఫరెన్స్ కంప్లీట్ అయింది. సమ్ డిఫరెన్స్ కంప్లీట్ అయింది. ఇప్పుడు కాంపౌండ్ యాంగిల్స్కి వెళ్దాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్వర్స్లో కాంపౌండ్ యాంగిల్స్. దీంతో మనకి బేసిక్ ఇన్వర్స్ కంప్లీట్ అవుద్ది. సో మీరు దీన్ని ఫార్ములాస్ అన్నీ కూడా ఒక 1 డేలో తర్వాత అవ్వగలిగితే ఎక్సర్సైజ్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. సో ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ మళ్ళీ 2 to 5 క్లాస్ ఉంటుంది, 2 or 2:30 నేను వచ్చిన బట్టి. ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ ఉంటుంది, ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. ఇది అయిపోయింది, ఇన్వర్స్ అయిపోయింది. సో ఇన్వర్స్ మీరు ఫార్ములాలు ఎంత వేగం నేరిస్తే మీరు ఎంత వేగం మెటీరియల్ తీసుకుంటే అంత త్వరగా నేను ఎక్సర్సైజ్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. దట్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ యూ. మీరు రేపటికి మెటీరియల్ తీసుకుంటారా, ఎల్లుండి తీసుకుంటారా, మీ ఇష్టం. ఇక్కడ 2 థింగ్స్ ఏంటంటే, ఒకటి ఫస్ట్ ఇవన్నీ నేర్చాలి, ఈ సినాప్సిస్ అన్ని నేర్చాలి. సెకండ్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే మెటీరియల్ మీరు తీసుకోవాలి. ఈ రెండు ఎంత వేగం జరిగితే అంత వేగం ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఈలోగా ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం సెకండ్ హాఫ్లో. డైలీ మార్నింగ్ 6 to 8 క్లాస్ ఉంటుంది. 6 అయ్యేసరికి కిందకు వచ్చేయాలి, మీరు చూసుకోండి. right? Okay. సో రిజల్ట్స్ అని ఒకసారి నోట్ చేయండి, ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. 2 sin inverse x is equal to 2 sin inverse x is equal to sin inverse 2x root 1 minus x square. Here for minus 1 by root 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1 by root 2. Pi minus sin inverse 2x root 1 minus x square for 1 less than or equal to 1 by root 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, because sine range from minus 1 to 1. Minus pi minus sin inverse 2x root 1 minus x square for minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to minus 1 by root 2. The thing is here only first one, if necessary we have to use only first statement, first result only. Remaining two mostly will not come in our regular exercise. Next, 2 cos inverse x. 2 cos inverse x. Cos inverse 2x 2x square minus 1 for 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. Two pi minus cos inverse 2x square minus 1 for minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 0. 2 tan inverse x. These are all standard results only. 2 tan inverse x. Tan inverse 2x by x square if minus 1 less than x less than 1 or mod x less than 1. Pi plus tan inverse 2x by 1 minus x square if x greater than 1. Minus pi plus tan inverse 2x by 1 minus x square if x less than minus 1. Two tan inverse x is equal to, in terms of sine, sine inverse 2x by 1 plus x square if mod x less than or equal to 1 or minus 1 to 1 x or minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. This is equal to cos inverse 1 minus 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square if x greater than or equal to 0. pi minus sin inverse 2x by 1 plus x square if x greater than 0 x greater than 1 if x greater than 1 minus pi minus sin inverse 2x by 1 plus x square if x less than minus 1 if x less than minus 1 if x less than minus 1 ఓకే సో ఒకటి ప్రూవ్ చేద్దాం ఇది థర్డ్ కేసు ప్రూవ్ చేద్దాం థర్డ్ కేసు ప్రూవ్ చేద్దాం 2 sin inverse x is equal to minus pi plus minus pi minus sin inverse 2x root 1 minus x square ఇది మనం ప్రూవ్ చేద్దాం ఇక్కడ ఏమి ఇచ్చారు minus 1 less than or equal to minus 1 by root 2 అవునండి ఇప్పుడు ఈ కేసులో θ ఏమవుతుందండి minus pi by 2 less than or equal to sin inverse x less than or equal to minus pi by 4 అర్థమైందా లేదా sin minus 90 minus 1 sin minus 45 minus 1 by root 2 so that implies minus pi by 2 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to minus pi upon 4 right minus pi by 2 times 2 less than or equal to 2 theta less than or equal to minus pi by 4 times 2 got it that implies this is minus pi less than or equal to 2 theta less than or equal to but sign must be lies between
minus pi between 5.
Sin inverse must lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 you know very well so ఇప్పుడు దీన్ని మైనస్ తో మల్టిప్లై చేయండి minus of minus plus pi minus 2 theta pi by 2 pi by 2 less than or equal to minus 2 theta less than or equal to pi అంతేనా ఇప్పుడు ఇందులో మైనస్ పై చేయండి pi by 2 minus pi less than or equal to minus pi minus 2 theta less than or equal to pi minus pi that implies minus pi by 2 less than or equal to minus pi minus 2 theta less than or equal to what we require అర్థమైందా ఇప్పుడు కన్సిడర్ చేయండి sin minus pi minus is equal to minus sin pi plus 2 theta అంతేనా minus has common pi plus 2 theta sin of minus theta minus sin theta this is equal to minus of sin 180 plus theta minus sin 2 theta that is equal to sin that is equal to 2 sin theta 2x root 1 minus x square 2x root 1 minus అర్థమైందా లేదా ఇప్పుడు ఇదంతా ఎవరు sin minus pi minus 2 theta. So minus pi minus 2 theta is equal to ఎవరు sin inverse 2x root 1 minus ఇప్పుడు 2 theta అంటే ప్లస్ 2 theta అంటే 2 sin inverse is equal to minus pi వీటిని తీసుకొస్తే minus sin inverse 2x root 1 minus ప్రూవ్ చేసామా లేదా minus pi minus sin inverse 2x root 1 minus x square 2 sin inverse पर ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాం మనం ఎక్కడ క్లోజ్ చేసాం అర్థమైందా ప్రూఫ్ అందరికీ సో ఇలాంటి ఇవన్నీ ప్రూవ్ చేయొచ్చు అవసరం లేదు ఈ ఒక్క ప్రూఫ్ నోట్ చేసుకోండి ఈ రిజల్ట్స్ అన్ని నోట్ చేసుకోండి అయిపోయింది కరెక్ట్గా అవన్నీ ఫేర్ చేయాలి నువ్వు డబల్ వర్క్ ఎప్పుడు అలా పెట్టుకో మిగతా సార్స్ క్లాస్ అయితే ఒక అరగంట గంట ఉంటుంది మళ్ళీ రాయించుకోవచ్చు అలా ఉండదు ఇబ్బంది పడతాం నువ్వు ఓకే సో ఇక్కడ మీరు ఇంకోటి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాల్సిన పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే మనం ఇక్కడ ఏం తీసుకున్నాం ఇప్పుడు తీటా ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి ఉండాలి -π/2 టు π/2 ఉండాలి బట్ ఇక్కడ 2 తీటా తీసుకున్నాం కాబట్టి θ/2 అనుకుందాం అప్పుడు ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి ఉంటుంది π/2 వీడు ఎక్కడ ఉంటాడు లెస్ దెన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 5/2 వీడు -5/2 అది సో దాన్ని 3 పార్ట్స్ చేసాం -1 నుంచి 1 వరకు ఉన్న పార్ట్ ని 3 పార్ట్స్ చేసాం -1 అంటే -5/2 1 అంటే 5/2 సో దాన్ని ఎక్కడ వరకు తీసుకొచ్చాం -1/√2 వరకు ఒక పార్ట్ -1 to -1/√2 ఒక పార్ట్ -1/√2 to 1/√2 ఒక పార్ట్ 1/√2 to 1 ఒక పార్ట్ 3 పార్ట్స్ 3 పార్ట్స్ 3 కేసెస్ థర్డ్ వన్ కాస్త డిఫికల్టీగా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి థర్డ్ వన్ నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను రిమైనింగ్ 2 అలాగే ప్రూవ్ చేయొచ్చు మనం ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే దీస్ కేసెస్ ఆల్సో ఓకేనా రైట్ నెక్స్ట్ 3 sin inverse x నోట్ చేయండి 3 sin inverse x is equal to sin inverse 3x minus 4x cube for 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1/2 ఎందుకు sin 30 ఎంత 1/2 కదండి 3 times 30 degrees 3 times 90 మనం 0 to 90 వచ్చిందా అదన్నమాట ఓకే 3 cos inverse x is equal to cos inverse 4x cube minus 3x for √3/2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1 ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ cos 0 1 కదండి cos 0 1 cos 30 √3/2 30 3 times 90 0 3 times 0 ఇది అసెండింగ్ లో ఉండాలి కాబట్టి ఫస్ట్ 30 డిగ్రీస్ వాల్యూ తీసుకుందాం రైట్ ఓకే నెక్స్ట్ 3 tan inverse x tan inverse 3x minus x cube by 1 minus 3x square for 0 less than 1/√3 0 less than or equal to x less than 1/√3 Okay. All t ratios in terms of sine. చెప్పగలరా cos x is equal to tan x is equal to secant x is equal to cosecant x is equal to cot x is equal to అందరూ తెలుసు కదా ఇది సో ఇప్పుడు if 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1 if 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1 so sin inverse x is equal to cos inverse root 1 minus x square note check that is equal to tan inverse x by root 1 minus x square that is equal to secant inverse 1 by root 1 minus x square that is equal to cot inverse root 1 minus x square by x, that is equal to cosecant inverse 1 by x. మీ టాస్క్ ఏంటంటే రిమైనింగ్ కూడా మీరు ఇలా రాయాలి. కాస్ ఇన్వర్స్ ఎక్స్ నేను రాసుకోండి, tan ఇన్వర్స్ ఎక్స్ నేను రాసుకోండి, నోట్ చేయండి. For this x greater than or equal to 0 enough. For this these two same. So inverse trigonometric functions basic fundamental area completed. Some more applications are there. In next class we will discuss. సో ఆన్లైన్లో ఫాలో అయ్యే వాళ్ళకి మెటీరియల్ షేర్ చేస్తాను, ఒకసారి గో త్రూ అవ్వండి. మొత్తం నోట్స్ షేర్ చేస్తాను, ఒకసారి గో త్రూ అవ్వండి. ఆన్లైన్లో ఫాలో అయ్యే వాళ్ళు మొత్తం నోట్స్ డిస్ప్లేనా